Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Dyson Chauskas. Today's the 28th of June 2018. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this afternoon session. Today's session is going to be slightly different to the ones that I've done previously, and this is something that we're going to try out new. And today I'm going to have a look at a few only instruments. So I'm going to have a look at one index, one commodity, and a few pairs. So I'm going to go through them in more detail, kind of how to probably position yourselves for a possible trade. So we're going to have a look at that. But before we do that, of course, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Also, just a very quick reminder of our JFD Brokers research page, where you can go in and have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis, throw out different trading shoutouts, and of course our daily analysis that we produce every morning. So yeah, feel free to check us out, guys. And I think you can find something useful for yourself. But for now, let's quickly have a look at the charts. So the index that I want to have a look at today, guys, is the S&P 500. Certainly we are just a few minutes away from the US opening bell, so let's have a look at the S&P. What is it building up for us? So currently we're seeing this downside move from yesterday, and certainly this bearish candle forming, and we're seeing that we're getting held here by this 2700 level, which acted yesterday as a very good area of support. Certainly looking at this bigger picture, we could expect probably this one dropping a little bit further, even actually considering the fact that currently the cash index is trading slightly below this level here, the 2700, and so we could expect this one opening a little bit lower. Certainly, like I said, looking at this bigger picture, it seems that the index could be possibly moving towards this 200 EMA here, shown as the black line. Yep, so keep a close eye on this one. This could act as a good nice magnet for this index. So also below that, we do have the longer term upwards moving trend line in here that has been running since the lows that we saw in February, around the 9th of February, and that of course we would consider that only if we get a nice break here below this 200 EMA. But let's quickly have a look at the 4-hour chart in this one. So certainly nice picture here. Looking at this short-term upwards moving trend line has been broken, so this could be well, this is seen as a bit of a bearish signal here. Certainly, of course, seeing that we are currently yesterday we closed around this 2700, which we also closed below this 100 EMA as well. So for today, probably something good that could work out and play out could be a scenario where you would probably we could start looking at some selling here, and we could see this index moving towards this 2677 mark, which is marked here by the lows of the 29th of May. Certainly good potential area to watch here. Keep an eye on that one. Well, for that one, certainly if we would start targeting this area here, probably it's good to have your stop losses placed around this 2700 again, or maybe even actually you could go a little bit higher here just in case, so that we get an overshoot back to the upside. But overall, I mean, let's say if you're in profit here and you could start moving towards this 2677 area, so this is where the interesting bit gonna start. If we start breaking this area here, this good level of support, then there is a next potential target that we could end up moving to. It's the 2655 area. Certainly be very careful here. Have your stop losses in place, and we could, like I said, we could maybe see a move towards this little area right here. Now, also just to mention quickly as well that we do have this downwards moving trend line, and which certainly has been broken here in the past. But if this continues dropping, further, of course, I mean, if we see another move here below the 2655, well, this is something to keep in your radar, let's say like that, and we could maybe end up moving towards that one, towards this downwards moving trend line for a test from above. This would probably also come in line if we go switch back to the daily chart. This could actually mean that we've broken the 200 EMA here, and we could end up moving and testing that that line right here. So for now, guys, certainly just looking at the shorter term picture, for now stay sharp. If suddenly we get a reversal here back to the upside, we start breaking this level right here at around 2720 mark, well, I mean, this could end up moving a little bit higher again towards this 2742 mark that acted as a very good area of support in the past. Certainly you can see that here on the in May we have seen it working as the resistance line here, a very strong good area of resistance. So that is why probably recommend here to kind of have your stop losses in place, especially either around this area 2700, or actually the furthest is the 2720. So certainly, of course, you decide what's more comfortable for you, but nevertheless, I mean, for now, this could be seen as an interesting trade. Certainly keep a close eye on the 2677 mark. This is could be the first potential target for this index to reach. Let's quickly have to look at gold, and gold, looking at the bigger picture, gold is of course certainly moving lower, continues to push lower. I mean, this precious metal is weakened right now, and currently finding its support around this 1252 area. A very good area to watch here. We can see that marked here by the inside swings that we had in December 2017. So this is where it found its pit stop for now. Certainly, like I said, looking at the bigger picture, we still have some potential for this one to move lower towards this 1237, which is also coinciding with this upwards moving trend line that has been running here since around December 2015. So very strong area of support, potential area of support, so keep an eye on that one. But looking at the slightly shorter term perspective, we could probably maybe see something like a bounce back to the upside if this area around the 1252 continues to hold. Well, we could maybe see another bounce here to the upside, a test of this 21 EMA. As you can probably see, this 21 EMA recently acted as also as like a nice area of resistance. Certainly overshot it a few times, but nevertheless the price got back below it, and now we could potentially see something like this similar story happening here. Certainly, but that is only, of course, if we see a nice move away from the 1252. Now, of course, keep a close eye on this area right here. Now, if suddenly we get a nice close above the 1261 mark, certainly keep an eye on it, because as you can see, it acted as a very good area of resistance here recently, and of course acted as a very nice support here on the 21st of June. So a strong area of potential resistance here coming up, and of course, but like I said, if we get a nice break above this, then well, this could open the path towards these higher levels again, the 1270 or even higher, testing this upwards moving trend line, this short-term upwards moving trend line that has been running since around July time 2017. So very good areas to watch. But like I said, for now, certainly this is looking very negative, but with a small potential to kind of retrace a little bit back to the upside, hit this 21 maybe EMA, and then move lower. Certainly be careful here. We might get an overshoot and hit this 1261. On the downside, as I've mentioned when we were looking at the bigger picture, looking at the daily chart, for now the longer term kind of slightly longer term target is the this 1237 mark, which coincides with the upwards moving trend line. So for now, guys, stay sharp here, but like I said, it is looking more bearish than bullish. Excuse me, guys. So looking at the euro dollar, let's have a look at the euro dollar. And now this is an interesting one, and just because, right, we do have this on the bigger picture, we do have this long-term upwards moving trend line that has been running here since January 2017. But to be honest, just judging by the way the price structure is forming here and how this price action is looking, probably this line kind of slowly becomes a little bit irrelevant. So and it's easier probably to have a look at this one on a 4-hour chart here. So at the moment you can see that the 115 of 100 1.15 100 area kind of currently acts as a very good area of support. Certainly we can see that we've bounced here in the end of May, and we've bounced from it again on the 21st of June. So certainly we can see that today we almost managed to touch that area again, but just we're shy of a few pips, about 15 pips away from it. So for now, certainly it remains as the key point here, as a key level to watch. At the moment, on the bigger picture, you can see that we're getting held here by this downwards moving resistance line that has been running here since around 19th of April. And certainly keep a close eye on it. This could lead to to further upside moves if we get a nice break through that line to the upside. But to be honest, it wouldn't be enough for us to see just a break here. We would also need to see a nice break and a close above the 117.250 in order to kind of start considering higher levels. But at the moment, like I said, it is getting closer to this lower side here, to this key level of support around 115 100. If we get a break here, certainly keep a close eye. Let me just kind of drag this one a little bit higher. There we go. If we get a nice break here, well, we could start aiming for this 114 500 area and below. But if you're planning to enter a position here, guys, then well, stay sharp, and of course have your stop losses in place, because you could probably move your stop loss somewhere around here to the 115 200, just slightly above this 115 100, in case the rate kind of reverses back to the upside, tests this line here, and then moves lower again. So we could see maybe a scenario like that happening. But like I said, stay sharp here. Could play out as a very nice trade if this is, like I said, if this is kind of starts reversing back to the upside here. Well, I mean, a break above the 116 400 could interest the bulls and kind of to touch this downwards moving trend line that I've just mentioned. And potentially if we start seeing a break, well, I mean, I've just mentioned, like I said, the possible scenario for this one. We need to see a nice break and a close above the 117.250 in order to kind of start considering higher levels. And one last pair that I wanted to touch on, guys, is the USD CAD. Now, I'm probably not going to jump into the daily, but looking at the 4-hour chart here, you can see that we are stuck here in this little range here, this little zone between the 133 500 and 132 650 mark, approximately there. So good area to watch, good levels to watch. Certainly for us to kind of become well, actually, to take either of the sides, let's say to take one of the sides, we need to see a breakthrough either of the sides. Let's put it that way. And if we do get a nice break here above, and especially a close above, then well, we could start aiming for these little highs here. They're not far, of course, only about 35 pips away from the breakout here. This is where the rate could stall a little bit initially, and then we could see maybe a push higher here. Certainly if you are entering a position here, then yep, don't forget your stop loss here, and probably would be a good idea to place your stop somewhere around this area as well, the 133 500. Again, of course, but only place that stop once you're in profit. If you're certainly before, once you've entered this position here, I mean, a good area for a stop loss could be this, the 132, the lower side of the range here. And if we start breaking it to the downside and we start closing below this 132,650, then well, it is opening the path towards these lower levels. And a good level to watch here on the downside is this previous high that we had here in March at around 131,250. Okay guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful, this new approach that I'm gonna try out on these videos. And if you would like me actually to analyze some sort of specific pairs, then please leave your comments after the once the video is uploaded on YouTube. Leave it in the comments section, and I will have a look at those in my next videos. But for now, thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope you found it useful, and see you tomorrow at my Traders Espresso at 6 o'clock GMT time, 7 o'clock British Summer Time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.